This time on Low Boost, we started doing some body work on our 1953 Ford F100 pickup truck. We still got some more stuff to do inside, and then we're gonna start working on getting it primed and ready for paint. We gotta work on the back of the truck so we can put the bed down. There's runners that go across here, and they're kind of old and shot, so we're cutting some of this stuff out that's kind of kicked up and rusted away, and we're gonna use some sheet metal to kind of piece back in to make it solid again, and then we'll drill back through where we mark the holes, and so we can start putting these rails on the bed of the truck. All right, so we got a piece of metal here we tacked on. We're just gonna try to fill everything in to make it flush, and then we'll use a flat disc to grind it down, make it look nice and smooth before we prime this and stick it on the truck. So these are the other ones. They're all actually pretty straight, and these will lay right across this as we put the bed actually on the back. And we got the over fenders and stuff to go on it. I'm hoping, I kind of want to lower it. I think it'll look good lowered. Not a lot, just a little. So now they've been welded, ground, and primed. It's not pretty, but we don't need to go crazy on it because people aren't going to see it because it's underneath the car. But structurally, that's going to hold up great.
Here we are. We got the bed all done and sanded down and grinded. Got all the panels ready to start the body work. And as you can see, the frame and the frame rails were all re-sanded, sandblasted, and painted, and ready to put the bed on. But first we gotta fix and work on the bed and the cab itself. However, as you can see, we got our new compressor and our welding stage set up with the sandblaster, and we got some parts we need to do some welding on, particularly with the cab itself and the inner fender wells, which is something I have to work on right now.
These are the inner fender wells on the F100 pickup truck. We've got to do some work to them. They actually go right here along and kind of shape the engine bay. We're going to end up painting them black just to kind of keep it easier to keep clean on here inside. You know, it'll also be easier to complete the project that way. And but we have to do some work to them. We did work on one of them. But what we have to do is take care of this rust problem here. Now the rust has obviously been stopped, but we have to fix the panel so it looks nice and clean when we're done with it. So we're gonna use this piece of sheet metal that we got, and we're gonna trace it out, and then I'm gonna clamp this thing down so it kind of stays put. And then I'll trace this out here, we'll cut it, and then we have to cut this out, and then we're gonna weld in the new piece of metal over where the old one is, and then grind everything down and smooth it out. This isn't gonna be really visible in the engine bay, but we want it to look presentable. So we got our stencil trace there, and we'll get started on cutting this away. So far, so good. Keep trimming it down and then we'll start cutting stuff out. So we trimmed everything down, right down to it. Now it's pretty flush over it. So we're just gonna drill holes through some of the back of it. Boom, 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 to spot weld it through and then finish welding everything up there to kind of strengthen it up. Then we'll grind it down and prime it and it should look pretty good. All right, so everything's all smoothed down and hammered out. We sanded down where the area was primered because that's where we're gonna be welding. So now all we gotta do is the fun part, which is to stick them together. Are you gonna watch? Oh yeah, you learned the hard way with that. Don't look at it. Now, obviously I'm not the best welder in the world. I kind of feel like welding is a lot like spackling. The worse of a job you do throwing the mud on, the longer you're gonna have to take sanding it down, which is obviously what we're gonna have to do here. So this side is the back side. I just did some tacks there. And this is the other side. Obviously, we're gonna take some time grinding it down and sanding it, and it's gonna need body work anyway, but that looks pretty good for my welding capabilities. My dad did this side. This is what it looks just basically done. I mean, we could still Bondo, do some other stuff, but this part of the truck, the inside of the fender well, isn't really seen. So doesn't need to look perfect, but we want to make it look nice. Put a link in the description below to this stuff. It's perfect for what we're doing because it's body filler, but it also has metal in it. So it really goes on and hardens pretty quickly, and then you could sand it again and make it look great.
All right, so what you can see here is we finally got the firewall all sanded and grinded down nice. We got it ready for some primer. As we're still working to get the front clip together, as you can see over there, we have all the inner wheel wells and the other panels to put this back together. So for right now, we're just going to get this all primed up in the firewall and ready for paint. We're still very close to figuring out what color we're going to paint the firewall, the inner wells, if it's going to be the same as the truck or black. If you guys get a chance, give us your thoughts on what color we should do that. We got a little primer going here, and I actually we kind of sanded and grinded those hinges down. It's starting to look pretty decent. And I decided to give a coat of the semi-gloss on the one inner wheel well system. And doesn't look too bad. May have to do a little body work here, depending on what we plan on doing, but I think I should really fix that. Otherwise, let me know what you think.
So we're making some progress along with the body work on the Ford F100 here. We still have a ways to go, but guys, make sure you stay tuned on this because we're gonna be doing a lot of body work on this, and hopefully we could go over some of the good tips and tricks for the F100 if you're gonna be restoring one to kind of help you guys along with it. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.